G'day lovely people. By way of introduction, my name is Andrew Howden. If you'd like to know more about me, you can and should add me on LinkedIn. Right now, I'm writing some SRE courses on Udemy. You can actually see the next one, this practical introduction to observability at h4n.link/pito. Today, I want to dive through my experience spinning up an embedded SRE team within Zalando. If you don't know Zalando, that's fine. They are the starting point for fashion in Europe. Without getting into the details, Zalando had some reliability challenges within the checkout experience, so they decided to kind of throw SRE at the problem. So step one, if we want a new embedded SRE team, it turns out someone needs to pay for it. To figure out who, we came up with a document that we very originally called Embedded SRE, and it defined a whole series of the required things like the engagement model and the definition of success and the type of work, etc. We pitched it to the VPs who managed to round up 4 vacancies for us, plus me as the new hiring manager. That brings us to step 2, actually hiring these people. We wrote the job ad looking for candidates with experience in technical fundamentals in 1 or 2 compiled programming languages and the ability to debug Linux systems. We also put significant weight on their ability to work with others and drive change across an organization. This cross-section of people is challenging to hire for. From 1,600 resumes, we got 4 people, and after 12 months, we kept 2 within the team. We found and trained a pool of interviewers and reviewed and interviewed candidates over a period of about 2 weeks. So we have our team. To step 3, we need to familiarize our new people with the infrastructure and the operational challenges that we're having. Additionally, it's really critical to build early success and an amount of social capital within your engineering community. You need to get them into operational problems. Observability work, if you can find it, is absolutely precious. Distributed tracing is easily the best. So you've been doing that a little while. Step 4 is sidestep the operations trap. Basically, while getting people familiar with the infrastructure and operational challenges is really instrumental to credibility, it doesn't drive long-term reliability improvements. You don't want to become this toil team. You sidestep this by defining the boundaries of your work through a strategy. Will Larson does an excellent job of describing this. However, as a summary, you basically want to express your most substantial operational challenges in a domain, as well as theorize why they exist and limit the type of work that you'll do. And lastly, set up a control loop like a regular meeting to ensure that you're on track in your strategy. You then shop your strategy around. You start with your own leadership and then move on to trusted advisors within your working domain, and then move on to progressively more and more senior managers. You usually start with the heads and then go through the directors and then go through the VPs and so on, factoring their feedback along the way, either responding until they're aligned with the strategy or adjusting the strategy until it aligns with those managers. Once complete, you call this meeting where you invite all of the senior leadership team. You ask them, do you have any objections? And if they say nothing, then you move on. Step 5, you're executing your strategy. You also need to offload the operations work. You need to be really clear about which tasks are in scope of your strategy and which tasks you're kind of delegating or deferring to another team. You use that alignment meeting that you set up to reconcile any delta that starts to creep in between the plan and your actual deliverables. Being your first strategy, you're going to get it wrong. That's fine. The goal of these things is to learn how to create a more effective team, and part of learning is failing. Step 6. Review. Basically, you review and rewrite the strategy. At the end of the year, you review whether or not you could deliver on what you expected, and if you can, celebrate. If not, be brutal and describe why. Take ownership of the outcomes that happened and what you can do differently in future. Use that insight to inform a newly written strategy that you shop around and align and execute exactly as before. Step 7, repeat until successful. That's it. If you have any further questions, please reach out. You can find me at h4n.link/contact. Thank you very much, lovely people, and I will see you around.